Well, lawmakers and organizers are planning to protest or boycott the inauguration of President-elect Donald Trump. The question is, what does this say about how Americans feel about the incoming president? We continue our conversation with political commentators J.C. Polanco and Dominic Carter. And so we had 31 lawmakers as of yesterday. The number increased as the 54 on a plane ride in, and the number continues to go up. So what does this say about the incoming president? What does this mean?
I think he's so polarizing. I think he is very polarizing. I think people are very angry. I think they can't forget how he campaigned, how he got to where he is, and it bothered a lot of people. Now the problem is this, that although politically it makes sense for these people to boycott, these are people that run in seats that on election day, in a general election, they can beat a Republican, even if that Republican has invented the cure for cancer, the cure for AIDS, and end worldwide hunger. They would win 95-5, and we will watch BronxNet on Wednesday and talk about how these people defeated Dr. So-and-so if he were a Republican. So they come from super safe districts. So politically it makes sense. But in the grand scheme of things, it doesn't respect our tradition of peaceful transfer of power, the recognition that a campaign is over, the recognition that you may have lost, but we suck it up, we go and see another day. And it doesn't respect what President Obama said, which is we have to move on and be hopeful because this is our president, his success is our success. I think they're sending the wrong message when you think about the bigger picture. So that's my position on it.
Well, I agree with what was said, Daren, just now in terms of our new president he's redefining the definition of a polarizing figure. He was successful during the campaign. You cannot deny. I told you months before the election, don't sleep on this guy.
He did say that.
Because he knows how to tap into the personality of the American people. But Mr. President, President Trump, you don't have to you cannot respond to every single criticism that is made of you. You have to understand, and I know him well, you have to understand the ego. He comes from the school of, you hit me, I'm gonna hit you 3 times as hard. And he doesn't, it's despicable what happened over this weekend. Again, John Lewis. Okay, you're a president that already has issues with communities of color. You have no public event on King Day as the new president, 5 days, 6 days from taking office. Thank God they added an event with Dr. King's son, but you're in a Twitter war on King weekend with John Lewis. You can't win that, Mr. President.
But I think that once again he can win because he's Teflon Don, and
he is Teflon, but he's winning now, and every dog has their day. He's winning now. He's going to slash and burn. There's no other way to say it. He got elected, but he's going to slash and burn so badly over the next 4 years. Next 4 years, he will slash and burn. He's going to create jobs. He's going to take it to a level where I really believe Congress will look at impeaching him.
No, Dominic, man, we're talking about Donald Trump.
Right.
This is a man who I was here every Wednesday blasting my own candidate.
You were.
And
you were.
I could not believe what I heard on the videotape. I can't believe what he said about Judge Curiel about his Mexican ancestry. Couldn't believe what he called Mexicans. Couldn't believe any of this. And 55% of white women voted for the man. And regardless of the fact that he was born wealthy, regardless of the fact that he exported jobs, regardless of the fact that the jobs he says that were gone to Mexico were through automation, the man overwhelmingly won the white blue collar vote, overwhelmingly. And I can't see anything happening that Donald Trump can do that will cost him the election in 4 years. I can't see it.
I'm going to tell you right now what the issue is.
It's fake news. Everything is fake news. Everything is fake news.
You are correct.
You're wrong. Dominic's your fault.
You are correct.
I don't see it.
Remember I told you this, what might get him impeached. I guarantee you, where there's smoke, there's fire when it comes to Russia. There's the relationship with Putin, Vladimir Putin, is too close. Now, there's already been an allegation that the Russians have a tape on him. We don't know what the truth is. Watch that relationship. You have members, remember, Republicans control the House, they control the Senate. You have members of the Senate questioning fellow Republicans, his relationship with Russia. It's not normal.
Dominic,
it's not normal.
Dominic.
The way the Russians play or get
just-
down, as we say in the Bronx, they believe in blackmailing people.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, you in love with Vladimir Putin?
Dominic,
Come on, Mr.
but
President.
Dominic,
Mr. Strongman himself?
Yeah, but
and you
Dominic,
bowing to
listen, no,
Vladimir
we got-
Putin? Why?
you have
Why,
three,
Mr. President?
You have 3 Republicans. You have Marco Rubio. You have Lindsey Graham. You have John McCain.
3 powerful
Yeah, but
Republicans.
those are my kind of guys. Those are the only guys standing up to this man.
Right.
But I got to tell you, he has an overwhelming support from the other senators that make up the majority. And I would argue that those 3 that I've mentioned, they too will cave in like they caved in for Trump during the campaign. Like they were never Trumpers. And at the end of the day, they joined the Trump campaign,
Well, do you
except for
think-
John McCain. But I got to tell you this.
Marco
this is what's,
Rubio
but,
will never forget what Trump
yeah,
did
but
to him
John,
during
and
the
I was a
campaign.
Marco Rubio guy, but Marco Rubio did come over and endorse him.
Yeah, that's true.
Even after saying all
true.
those terrible things, he still
That's
endorsed
true.
him. So I think that they'll stand up for the press and they'll come on BronxNet and say the rah, rah, rah. And at the end of the day, they'll go support the president. This is what you should realize, that a lot of these Congress members are coming from districts that overwhelmingly carry Donald Trump and probably owe their seats in this election cycle to Donald Trump. And they're very popular in the district.
And much agreed. I want to come back and talk about this, and we'll talk about this possibly next week. Healthcare, because obviously now you've got Donald Trump saying that healthcare should be for everyone, but this is not what he originally stated. We'll come back. We'll hash that out next week.
That's a 5-hour conversation.
That's a 5-hour conversation. But breaking news, you're on your way down to deal with
That's
Donald
right.
Trump. The
Governor
president.
Cuomo, the governor of New York State, is meeting, a possible contender in 2020, is meeting with President-elect Trump at Trump Tower in about 15 minutes.
Okay, so if we get we'll get
Good luck,
Dominic
Dominic.
back to give us get us all the information. Dominic Carter, JC Polanco. Stay with us. We got more open coming up right after this. Don't go anywhere.